So every few years, I get back around to realizing that the internet is a surprisingly depressing place, and so I just every now and then get around to back when blogging was a big thing. I had this. I had a blog, and basically every week, I'd have a section that even if I didn't call it that in the actual on the actual blog, I called it this in my head, which was neat internet rocks, which is if you've ever been around a small kid, they'll bring you this rock, and it's the most amazing rock this kid has ever seen. It's neat, cool. You should see it, look at it, look at it, look at it. And that's kind of a fun energy for a kid with a rock. But on the internet, we've got access to more things than rocks. So that's what this is going to basically be. We're going to go through a couple of links, weird images, and stuff, and then talk about some books because I haven't done a book review in a good long time, and I feel like I'm just getting distracted by things. So first, we have popular science. If you've talked to me at all, you know that I think the theory of mind stuff for animals is super interesting. So here we try to be recent. African elephants using name calls to address each other, which is an interesting thing I think, because it's definitely showing us that they would probably pass the ability to, you know, identify themselves and others and their effect on others. Somewhere down here, they mention that, you know, you see them using these individual name calls in two specific areas, right? When they're dealing with small little baby elephants, they constantly reinforce that baby elephant's name. I'm gonna just call it a name, not a name call, with that baby elephant. And then they also use it when they're trying to talk to an adult elephant who's far away. This makes sense, right? Like with a baby, you use the baby or the kid's name over and over so it sticks. Same like with a dog or something when you're first training it. So they're like, oh, that sound is me. Same thing with baby elephants. So all of these links I'll put in the description. But there we go. Quick thing from popular science. Next, we have a colossal squid from Smithsonian. I think they're probably taking it from they're taking it from Hakai magazine, but I found it via the Smithsonian. And they think that they found video of a new, well, not a new squid, but of a squid off Antarctica. It's colossal, it's big, it's pretty cool. And this also sort of ties into that whole theory of the mind thing with animals because the soul of the octopus. I'll put the name of the book, but I read a book about how octopi identify people and act, and the author thinks they would pass these mental tests to be, self-identify and identify others. Also, there was this really weird story where apparently all those tiny little suckers on an octopus's arm, they can taste people and identify them with those. So that was pretty neat. Anyway, there we go. So colossal squids, pretty cool. We won't have the links for these two images just because it's a capybara with a gun. I thought it was cool. It's probably the best thing I've seen done with neon ever. This is just to show you how far video game graphics have come. This is from Romancing Saga Minstrel Song from the ending. This dog is a thing of nightmares. We'll go to NASA next to talk about the next full moon, which is going to be a strawberry moon. It's going to be this Friday, the 21st, so I guess I should actually post this before Friday, the 21st. So it gives you a little bit of history about what the different full moons are called, and then gives you some highlights for what you can see on Friday. Some more stuff. Latest sunset of the year is Thursday the 27th in DC, so, things to look forward to. And then more stuff from NASA. And I just thought this was a pretty neat picture. So there you go. Learn more about the strawberry moon and how you can see it. Now we'll get to stuff that's a little we'll skip over here to Free RPG Day. Just a reminder, June 22nd is Free RPG Day, so go by your favorite local game shop to, celebrate a little bit. Here are some of the publishing partners. That's a lot. There are a lot of these games, and I haven't read most of these systems, but you know, good to know. So Free RPG Day, if you click there to find places that are celebrating. It's like Free Comic Book Day, but better. All right, back over here to stuff. No, I don't want that. To this one will probably be a little bit longer. So if you're not following AI, an interesting cross section of technology and law came up where Scarlett Johansson is suing or threatened to sue. I don't know if the paperwork's actually in. OpenAI for using her voice in their voice assistant on ChatGPT. Now, obviously, you've heard radio commercials where they have voice impersonators. That's a person. They usually tell you that it's an impersonator. No celebrities were harmed. So, at some point, the OpenAI shot her a note and was like, "Hey, we want to use your voice. Are you cool with that?" And she said no. And then they made a voice that they claim just sounds like Scarlett Johansson. Any coincidence is just a coincidence. I don't think anyone's going to believe that, and we're going to learn more about this as it goes. We're going to learn some about the publicity rights laws work. You might have heard the most hilarious version of this in a recent lawsuit where what was his name? Musician named Afroman's house was raided by police on what looked to be a bad warrant because they didn't find anything, and he made a song out of it and used video from the raid of his house, and the police attempted to sue him for using their likeness. I'm pretty sure that's not going to go anywhere because unlike Scarlett Johansson, those police are not famous. They were never going to be able to sell their own faces on a t-shirt or a video of themselves that goes along with that. So that's what this whole right of publicity laws are. Some people are just so famous that you need permission to use their stuff. That's why if you see a comic book of a movie, you'll sometimes see that the character looks the same as the actor or actress. Sometimes they don't because of this publicity stuff. So how does this matter? Right here, it doesn't matter that OpenAI just went out and found a bunch of Scarlett Johansson interviews or movies she's done and used that to compile their fake voice. She has the rights to her own voice and face. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to learn more, and the CNN article will give you a lot more background than this very, very surface level look. But it does go into this where what's the difference between this and deep fakes? Not much. It kind of is. I know that OpenAI is going to claim it's not her, but with that, if they hadn't asked her to do it, maybe people would believe them. But I don't think anyone believes them here. So yeah, that's this OpenAI lawsuit in a explained by me, a dumb guy. You can read CNN to. I don't know who Brian Fung is. Maybe he's a dumb guy. Let's click. Will this tell us? He's a technology reporter. Okay. So maybe he's a dumb guy too, but you could read his article, which is at least gone through several layers of fact checking and editors. So hopefully there's one smart person in that chain. So what this gets us to our next little thing that Jonas sent me, a photographer was disqualified from an AI image contest with a real because he submitted this real photo, which is an adorable little flamingo. But the competition was to create things with AI. So that's a problem because unlike every other competition where we're worried about AI art supplanting, I don't want to call it real art, supplanting human art, which is real art, but it's easier because AI art, human made art. So we're normally worried about the AI art supplanting the human art. Here, though, someone, we have the Miles Astray, was like, you know what? I'm gonna just submit this because it doesn't look real, right? It looks kind of like flamingo on snow, maybe, and the flamingo is like balled up, probably because it's cold. I don't know. Anyway, so he won, and then he was disqualified when they realized, hey, that's real. And here's the great thing: so it was the People's Vote Award, so people were tricked. But usually you're getting tricked into thinking Scarlett Johansson is talking to you. Here you were tricked into this human took a picture of a flamingo. So, and then here we've got some AI winning photography contests, just some background information. I thought this was fun. I'm glad Jonas shared this with me. And also it's an adorable flamingo. Speaking of an adorable thing, before we go to our book reviews, dude, Edinburgh has a South American deer fawn. Look at this thing. Look at it. It's like some weird like dog deer hybrid. It's adorable. We got more pictures there. So there we go. There are neat internet rocks. If I close this, excellent. So let me. There we go. That's good enough. Good enough size. So quick book reviews. I read China Mivel's. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. I think I did it right with the accent. King Rat. Not my favorite of what he's written. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just I like some of his other stuff much better. Solid weird fantasy, urban fantasy. I don't know what the technical term is anymore, but about a guy who is accused of killing his father and goes on an adventure to solve that. Two things. The next thing we're going to read is the first in this old Spelljammer saga. I think I have books 1 to 6 of it, Beyond Two Moons. I know nothing about it except that it's Spelljammer and from TSR, which is enough for me. I'm gonna probably enjoy it. We'll see. And then this other book. So when I was at Days of Nights not last time I was in Delaware, maybe 2 or 3 times ago, I bought this and I grabbed it. It was on the shelf with the Lone Wolf books, and I didn't realize. I thought it would be like a game book, but I didn't realize it's got like so 5, 6. It's got 7 charts. We need dice. Like I feel like this is going to be really cool to go through and just see a blast from the past of an old game book that isn't Lone Wolf. So there we go. Some neat internet rocks, books coming up, and yeah, there we go. I never have a good sign off. That's the best you're getting.